everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of the Mickey Shorts and More Disney podcast. My name is Steve, and this is my co-host,
Ethan.
And we are here to talk all things Mickey Mouse for this particular week. A little bit later in the program, we will be doing Season 1, Episode 12 of the Mickey Shorts, titled Sole Minnie, assuming I'm pronouncing that right. But first, Mr. Keaton,
What?
We have some stuff to talk about because we have a new segment on the show this week. We call this Disney Dreamin'.
No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
We're calling it Disney Dreamin' because this is your opportunity to dream with us new attractions for the Disney theme parks, especially in relation to Mickey Mouse. So this is your chance to talk and to mentally explore. It's almost like becoming an Imagineer for the day. We want you dreaming up new experiences for the Disney theme parks. So, since our focus is that of Mickey Mouse, we want to talk about new Mickey Mouse attractions. And we put a feeler out there amongst the audience during last week's show, asking for people to send us messages saying, if you could design any Mickey Mouse based theme park attraction, put it in the parks, what would it be? Give us the details. So since we just teased this a little bit last week, Keaton, let's talk about it. What kind of ideas, Mr. Keaton, do you have for Mickey Mouse based theme park rides?
First I plan to do Mickey Mouse Space Mountain.
A Mickey Mouse Space Mountain?
Yes.
Okay, so let me get this right. Because Space Mountain over the years has had a number of overlays to it. There was the Rockin' Space Mountain a long time ago. There's the original Space Mountain with its own music. There's Hyperspace Mountain, which is the Star Wars themed overlay. There's Ghost Galaxy, which often hits at Halloween season, although this year there's no Ghost Galaxy, which is sad. So your idea is to do a Mickey Mouse themed overlay of Space Mountain. How would this work? Tell me about Mickey Mouse Space Mountain.
It's a Space Mountain story when Mickey Mouse does not survive.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Mickey Mouse doesn't survive? Okay, how about he just gets really beat up like in the cartoons?
Oh yeah, he just gets beat up.
I mean, we don't want to kill off Mickey Mouse in Space Mountain. That's not cool. So what else would happen in this Mickey Mouse overlay of Space Mountain?
Well, while you're going in circles, you spot Mickey everywhere.
Okay, so a good spotting of Mickey Mouse in Space Mountain. What about the music? What would the music be?
The Mickey Mouse, like the Mickey Mouse theme. The Mickey Mouse theme.
Here's the idea that I've had for years. I obviously know this is never going to happen because recent construction in the parks is undoing my big idea. But here's one from me. I've always thought, when I saw Disney's California Adventure being redone a couple of years ago, as far as the front part of the park, they're putting in the big Carthay Circle Theater. And I said, bingo! This is the perfect spot to put a Mickey Mouse themed attraction. And this is what I would have done, but Disney never asked me. Instead of turning Carthay Circle Theater into a restaurant, and some people might not like this because they might love that restaurant. For me personally, it's a little spendy for my budget, so I don't see myself ever being able to eat there. But I would take Carthay Circle, I would take the restaurant out. Sorry, those of you that love it. And I would use that theater, because of what it represents in Walt Disney's history, to make that the entrance to the attraction. That's where the queue would be. And then people would go through the theater. They would have all sorts of representations of Mickey Mouse in history on the walls. And they would connect through backstage areas, the Carthay Circle Theater, with the old Bugs Life Theater. And that's where the ride would be, the Mickey Mouse ride, which would be a dark ride featuring Mickey Mouse through history. We can see all the different designs of Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and gang from the time they were first drawn in Steamboat Willie all the way up through the most recent Mickey shorts, or, even into Mickey and the Roadster Racers and stuff like that. So there'd be all these different representations of the different series throughout time. Now, granted, we know that area is being turned into the Spider-Man attraction and the Avengers campus. So this is not going to happen. But here's part 2. We can still make this happen in the Hollywood backlot area of Disney's California Adventure. So they've already made some steps with this, with Mickey's PhilharMagic now appearing back there. But let's take out the Monsters Incorporated ride. There's a huge unused building next door to that. We can make one of the buildings the queue. And there was a big but there was kind of a pop-up installation that went in the old ESPN in downtown Disney a few months ago, where people could take Instagram photos with all sorts of cool Mickey art. Let's let that be the queue. And then once again, have the ride through the history of Mickey Mouse. To me, it only makes sense that when everyone's coming to the Disney parks to see Mickey Mouse, we have more places for them to be able to do that. And then combine that with classic dark rides that Disney does so well. And I think we've got a good fit. But that's just me. Keaton, what do you think?
Yeah.
A man of many words tonight. He's just waiting to watch the Mickey Mouse cartoons. Okay, so let's turn it over to you guys. We did get some comments from our viewers this last week. Let's see what you guys came up with. Dustin Fuse, he's one of the hosts of the We Like Theme Parks podcast and the Universal Joint with Jim Hill podcast. He says, I'd love to see a real-life version of House of Mouse. Character meal with great food and solid live entertainment. The biggest thing I can say to that is yes. I don't know how they've gone so long without some sort of a House of Mouse establishment at the parks. Granted, the show's not on anymore, but this would be awesome. You'd have all the characters in costume eating, and on the big screen, they'd be playing the Mickey shorts while everyone ate dinner. Does that sound like fun?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Do you know what this guy said, buddy?
What?
Reefer Matness says he wants Potato Land. Potato Land. Potato Land. And what nice timing. Guess which show we're going to talk about next week?
What?
Potato Land. It'll be our first double-length episode. Okay. Scott Pinkelman said, I'd love to see the Rainbow Cavern style of Thunder Mountain Railroad, or Yodelberg version of the Matterhorn. I guess similar to how Jack takes over the Haunted Mansion, same ride, but with a new cartoon tie-in. Oh, and he also said Potato Land. So that's 2 votes now for Potato Land. If you don't know what we're talking about, watch the Mickey shorts that we'll be talking about next week, Potato Land, and you'll see there's so much to the Disney attractions there. So yeah, I would love a Rainbow Cavern style overlay to Thunder Mountain Railroad. Or let's do a temporary, granted, I love the original version of Matterhorn, but we can do a temporary overlay with Yodelberg on the Matterhorn. That would be cool. Tadeo.a35, and I had to put this one through Google Translate, so hopefully it translated it correctly from a listener overseas, says, I'd put up a mural where park visitors would leave their Mickey. This is a designed Mickey. The mural's name would be My Mickey Mouse. Each visitor, besides visiting the park, would be able to leave his little tribute, and not mention that it would be great to see how each visitor sees and draws Mickey Mouse. So that would be cool. Everyone would come and draw their own version of Mickey, and we'd have this giant mural of Mickey Mouses for people to connect with them in the park. And finally, Karen from Colorado said, a Mickey Mouse Sorcerer's Apprentice ride from Fantasia would be awesome. Maybe a holographic experience similar to the Haunted Mansion, but more interactive. I would love a Fantasia Mickey Mouse Sorcerer's Apprentice ride through somewhere. That would be a lot of fun. So thank you everyone for sending in your suggestions. The bottom line is we need more Mickey in the parks, and what a great, some great ideas for how to do it. So Disney Imagineers, if you're listening, lots of good stuff there. So Keaton, what do you say we watch some Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Yes, you've been patiently waiting while we read all these comments and feedback. So let's actually get to it. As we said, this is Season 1, Episode 12. And it's called O Sole Minnie. The official show summary says, Mickey attempts to woo Minnie over the course of a busy day in Venice, Italy. Now, this is one of those we've talked about a few times where they take the Disney shorts and they set it in a completely different environment than what we're used to. Different language. There's no English at all in this episode. This is all in Italian. The original air date is October 18th, 2013. It was written and the story was put together by Dave Wasson, Aaron Springer, Clay Morrow, Paul Ruddish, and a new person to the team, Alonso Ramirez Ramos. It was storyboarded by Alonso Ramirez Ramos and directed by Paul Ruddish. It's been a long time since we've had Paul Ruddish in the director chair. Good to see him back, especially because this one is so different. It has more of a romantic tone, as you will see. Paul Ruddish did also provide some additional voices, just like the directors usually do, so we can listen for those. All right, let's headphone up and watch O Sole Minnie. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's count it down.
3,
2,
1.
go. Hit play. Mickey Mouse in O Sole Minnie. We are now somewhere on the canals of Venice, Italy. Mickey is steering one of the ships. He's got a couple sitting out just enjoying the scenery, and suddenly he spots Minnie Mouse. Well, he doesn't know her yet, but he's attracted to her. The camera is zooming in as Minnie is suddenly looking all blurry. But he's not paying attention, and he gets hit by another boat. Okay, let's focus. Let's dust off. He must have knocked the people out. So now he's over. Hey. He's trying to wink his eyebrows. But he spots a hippo instead. Okay, he's out of here. Mickey's going to now try to peek up at a different spot. He grabs her hand. He kisses it. It's the hippo again. Oh! Minnie's completely oblivious. Mickey is trying to give her flowers. Where'd she go? She doesn't notice. Here comes the hippo! Oh. This hippo likes it. Minnie's slowly cleaning the dishes. Minnie sees her. He's going to serenade her. He's starting to sing. But suddenly, this guy's banging his pot outside the window. Mickey's like, okay, trying to sing. Now the chickens and the hens and the birds are all clucking away, interrupting his song. Mickey's so upset. So he's going to sing louder. He's singing a beautiful song. He's getting everyone's attention. Everyone's like, oh, this is so sweet. He's serenading. Minnie finally notices. She looks out just as a whale pops up to take credit for Mickey's serenade. Oh, Minnie's so happy. Mickey's pulling his face off. Okay, so Mickey's going to try something. Now we're going to crazy antics. He's testing the wind. He's got his boat on the top of a roof. He's swinging down. He hits a clothesline, bounces up. He's trying to get her attention. He's swinging around. He's going to try to... Oh, he's bouncing over buildings. Woohoo! Oh, small world. He bounces over the boats, up the stairs, and he's riding in the sky. Ciao, bello. It's Mickey! And he just splatted on the side of the building. And now on the boat, which is careening. He's on the windshield. Nope. He's stuck to the face of a guy that's driving a boat. The boat's crashing. Mickey's flying through the air. Everyone's angry at him as he sinks into the water. A few hours later, supposedly, because now it's dark, he's climbing up. He's dragging a shark. He's been fighting a shark in the water. He's completely just torn up and destroyed, as Mickey always is. He looks over at the restaurant. It's closed. He's so devastated. The sad music is actually coming from a clown playing sad music. He goes to his boat to sulk. He sees a passenger coming. He's like, no, I'm sorry, we're closed. It's Minnie. Oh, she did notice all along. And now she's coming to give them a nice Italian dinner. Mickey likes this. Now it's all romantic. And the camera iris is in. All right. Keaton, thoughts on O Sole Minnie?
Well, I liked it when the whale popped up.
That's the obvious laugh right there. Because when you think that nothing else can go more wrong for Mickey, suddenly a whale, of all things, pops up and starts singing? Now, interesting enough, that whale is actually a character. His name is Willie the Whale. He's from the Make Mine Music segment. It's called The Whale Who Wanted to Sing at the Met. So it's actually a opera singing whale that's suddenly made a special appearance in the Mickey shorts. Keaton, other thoughts on the show? You really are a man of very few words tonight. Unusual for you. Now, we did notice that the whole show is in Italian. But in case there's any confusion, I do have the translation of the Italian parts. So, for instance, the first man is saying... And he's saying, "Are you nuts? What are you doing?" Then the hippo lady says... "Oh, my sweet husband." Now, there's the ladies on the balcony, among the clucking. They're saying things like, "You won't believe what I heard." Now, the song, as it's been composed for the short, is a special song specifically composed for the short. Here is what he's saying as he's singing. He says, "Minnie, fantasy of my love, please come to the window, Minnie." Okay, so there's the two men who are scolding Mickey after the boat crash, saying, "Hey, are you nuts? Be more careful. Are you mental?" The other one is saying, "Hey, what are you doing? Look where you're going. What are you, crazy?" So that's that little argument there. The sign on Minnie's window, we kind of figured that reads closed.
No, siamo chiusi.
And last, Mickey says, no, we're closed," when he thinks there's another passenger coming. And Minnie replies with, "A little snack." So that's the English translation of the words. Keen, you want to know some other interesting information about this episode?
Yes.
Okay. The clock tower. Do you recognize the clock tower from Small World?
Yeah.
We both went, Small World, because the facade from Small World in Disneyland is totally in there. The title, O Sole Minnie, is a reference to the Italian ballad, O Sole Mio. This cartoon first premiered appropriately at the Venice Film Festival in 2013. So, because it's set in Italy, they got first look. And this cartoon won the 2014 Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Short Format Animated Program. Whew. So, lots of good stuff about O Sole Minnie.
There's only a little bit of lines in that cartoon.
Yeah, there's no English at all in that cartoon. Only Italian. And really not a lot of dialogue at all. So, well done to the animation team for making us understand it. So, Keaton, do you know what it's time for?
Keaton's Joke of the Week.
All right, Keaton, what's your big bit of humor for this week to impress the audience with your humorous skills?
What do you call two birds in love?
What do you call two birds in love? We have a romantic themed Mickey Mouse episode, and you give us a joke about birds in love? Okay, all right, so I'll let you finish the joke. What do you call two birds in love?
Sweethearts.
Tweet hearts?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. The puns do not escape you, my friend.
Keaton's Joke of the Week.
All right. Well, with 2 segments, we are definitely running along for those of you that are used to the regular length of the show. So let's wrap it up, okay?
Okay.
All right. So if you want to follow us online, you definitely need to visit the website at MickeyShortsAndMore.com. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, on Google Play, on Stitcher, or you can subscribe through your podcast player of choice. Just do a quick search for Mickey Shorts and More, and you will find us. If you want to connect with us during the week, you can do that on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Again, just do a quick search for Mickey Shorts and More, and there we will come. You can email the show if you have questions, comments, or your own feedback about these episodes. Just email mickeyshortsandmore@gmail.com. Or if you'd rather talk to us so we can use your voice on the air with your ideas about these episodes, just call our voicemail line at 541-321-0472. Next week, Potato Land, which is a treasure trove of all sorts of theme park awesomeness with nods to all of the Disney parks. So we're going to have a lot to talk about there. Plus, it's twice as long. Make sure to come back and listen to us next week on the Mickey Shorts and More Disney podcast. Bye.
Bye. Dun, 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 dun. Dun.